Let's go.
Coming. Where are you going?
To my car.
You're taking your car?
Yeah, we're taking my car, dude. Oh my god, the sun is right in my eyes. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to finally get the turn signals put on the front of the Mustang front bumper. Because as you can see, I don't have any turn signals. And I really shouldn't be driving my car. But I guess the consensus that I came to was that if race cars don't need headlights, then they probably don't need turn signals either. So that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna go to the store and get some wires for the LEDs. And then we're gonna be creating a new custom wiring harness. I kind of think I know how to do it. I know kind of where the wires need to connect. I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna try it anyway. This is not good. There's like condensation on my dash. I don't know if that's because it's cold or if there's like a leak in the headliner or something somewhere. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. That just came out of, or maybe that just came off the windshield. See, this is what happens when you leave your car outside all winter, like I did. I'm gonna wipe this down and then we'll be right back. Bro, this is sick. That looks so awesome, dude. Alright, so batteries and bulbs didn't have what we were looking for. So we're gonna try Home Depot. Hopefully they have like the small LED wires. I want like between 20 and 30 gauge. That's gonna be small enough. I could run the big chunky wires, but I don't want my wiring harness to be like massive. So
a few moments later.
All right, so we just got out of Home Depot. I picked up some of this like 20 gauge wire. This is like kind of the thickness I'm looking for, but unfortunately they only had red and white, and it's just like, really, why can't they also carry yellow and black? Like, it's so close. But also, since I'm making a harness, I might just end up using multiple colors for different wires, although I know that's not really a good idea. But I think we're gonna try one more location, and then if they don't have the wires I'm looking for, then I'll just kind of figure it out. Okay guys, so we just made it back to the house. We went on kind of a scavenger hunt and we picked up all the different bits of hardware that we think we're gonna need. So the first step is obviously we're gonna need to pull this bumper back off, which makes me kind of sad because I literally just put it on there. And then we'll go from there. I think I have a game plan. I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna work, but I think it will. No, it's not under.
How is it?
Here, let me show you.
Oh my god. My fingers aren't long enough for that.
Yeah, the new bumper makes it a little bit hard to open the hood.
I barely got it with the tips of my fingers. I had to like...
But it's okay. Same as stock. There's one bolt here, one bolt there. And then the hardware inside the fender liners is just right there. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Probably not, but it's right there, I promise. New hardware works great. Don't ask me where I got it. A trick, if you can't see a bolt you're looking for, put one hand on the bolt if you can reach it, and then run your little wobbly extension to where your hand is. Got it. Look at that brand new hardware. It's so shiny. Looks good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bud. Did the battery on this just die? Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Well, that was the only battery I had for my impact, so we're gonna use a wrench. Now this is a precarious situation I've got myself in, boys. The one in the middle. Yeah, there we go. The one in the middle doesn't actually go through the bumper. A little bit of break your neck action here. Nope. Got it. I honestly think that I made this bumper easier to take off than ever. Look how fast that was, dude. We got it off. These new Puma like underwear things, and they keep riding up on me. It's bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my game plan for this. This is the little sequencer box for the new LED turn signals that I'm gonna be using. So these have these plugs. These need to go to the car. So this is like the custom wiring harness that I'm gonna be creating that plugs into the bumper. But this I wanna completely integrate onto the bumper itself. So my plan, as you can see, it has this little tiny hole. So earlier when we went and got hardware, I picked up a small little screw that I'm going to fiberglass onto here. That's gonna be like sticking up like this, and then this is gonna like go right down onto it, and then I'm gonna tighten a little nut onto it to keep this on there. Now this side will reach over to the, that'll be the driver's side. So the driver's side turn signal, and then I'll have to drill a little hole right there and run the wire in for the light. And then this side will come to the passenger side. These are obviously way too long, so I'm gonna do some customizing on these as well. But to start off, we're gonna do a little bit more fiberglass work, as much as I don't wanna do that, but I think it'll turn out pretty cool. Hearts on fire, burning, burning with desire. Shut up, I'm done. You ready for the stank? It's gonna smell terrible. Now we're gonna add the catalyst. Now we're gonna mix it in using our Duralast 21mm socket holder. Shout out to AutoZone, not sponsored, screw them. That's the consistency we're looking for. I am the glub glub gub glub. There's always some dad in a diesel truck going by as soon as I start to say something funny, and I forget what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm doing. Think fast. This man's is recording me, but also checking his phone at the same time and not making sure that I'm in the frame. Might as well use a tripod. Because a tripod doesn't giggle either.
Hey.
Opening one of these little containers of fiberglass Bondo is like opening the door to the upside down. If you've seen Stranger Things, that's what this is. Demogorgon's gonna pop out here. It's just gonna droop right down.
You have to hold it.
Ah, great.
All right, well, Kaidan is stuck.
Now, reality can be whatever I want. Okay, so we've got our cool gag, our party trick here. So, these little clippy thingies are what I'm gonna put the wire in. So, it's gonna kinda like, what if they're too small? I have no idea. I'm gonna make them work. Yeah, like that. So I'll just be able to force the wire into this. And that way, if I ever need to pull this off the bumper, I can just like, just pop it out. Just like that. Just little action. And they came with nails in them. I'm gonna delete the nail part.
That's what Kaidan knows, modding everything.
Yeah, I modified the clips that I bought from the store.
Nail delete.
That worked perfectly. Okay, so I just used a little hammer. I pulled the finished nail out of it, so now I just have this nice little clip for the wires. It's gonna work great. Okay, so literally, as soon as I need to talk, the freaking heater comes on. Did Chan like turn the temperature up or something? Anyway, so I've got these clips separated from their nail partners. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some fiberglass on the edge of it. I think I'm just gonna dip it in like it's ranch. Like you're having chicken McNuggets and this is honey mustard sauce. I'm just gonna fiberglass it onto there like that. The next step is to mount these LED sequential lights onto the front of the bumper. I'm not sure if I'm eventually gonna smoke this out. I kind of like the icy white, but it doesn't really fit the theme of the car. I'll leave it for now, but eventually I'll probably put some tint on there. These are gonna fill in this little space. I mean, it doesn't fill it in widthwise, but I might get some like vinyl wrap on there or something at some point. But I'm not too concerned about it right now. Don't forget your nut, boys and girls. You can't really tell, but I'm tightening a nut onto the back of that bolt that I just threaded into there. And that's gonna be the hardware that holds this thing on here. And it's cross-threading because I suck. Dude. What in the world? These are definitely the right ones. I tested it in the store. See, the problem with those like giant hardware things is that this could be like one that someone put in the wrong bin. I don't think it's the right one, dude. Let me try a different one. Either that or I'm special. There, see, look.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Might have to go back to the store, dude.
Again? For the third time?
Okay guys, so I just finished installing the driver's side turn signal. I think that looks really, really cool. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh yeah, that looks so cool. I was a little bit worried about the orientation of it, but when you've got it on there and you're looking at it, especially this, because this is gonna be the angle that you're looking at the car, you can't even see like the little gaps between the black part of the turn signal and the gray on the bumper. It just looks like the turn signal. So I think it came out really good. So now we're just gonna go ahead and start working on this side real quick, and then we'll take it to the car and figure out the wiring from the bumper to the car itself. All right, so this, I don't know if they can even see that. Basically, this little ending for the LEDs, it doesn't fit through that hole. So what I'm doing is I have to pull the little prongs out of the clip itself. So to do that, there's a little release and you just kind of push down on it and push the wire down a little bit. And now to feed this through the hole, I actually had to just put them in one prong at a time. The blue one, dude. The blue one is fighting me the whole time. Now you don't want to go in? Oh yeah, because you really didn't want to leave earlier. Didn't want to get in the shower, didn't want to get out of bed on time. Now we're going to be late for school. That was painful. That was bad. Okay. Next step. We need to go to the car. Okay, so my little idea to fiberglass these clips on here didn't turn out the best. It's okay. Now I've got like this nice flat spots on here on the fiberglass to put some super glue. I'm just gonna super glue the clips on there. These wire clips are gonna work. It's gonna work, Jason. I can smell your doubt, but I promise it's gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna now be figuring out which one of these yellow wires for the turn signal will light up the left side turn signal.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the one for the left.
Perfect.
Okay, so I haven't updated the vlog in a little bit because I was trying to come up with a final verdict on how I was going to wire everything up. So this is how it's going to go, and I'm going to do my best to explain this. So the lights themselves that we're installing on the bumper have a multi-function. So they're sequential, but they can also work as a DRL. I've decided that I don't want it to be a DRL. Instead I'm going to wire it into the fog light. So that way when I turn on the fog light, the blue DRL on the strip will light up. And then the LED rings that I have in these headlights currently, I'm going to use those as the daytime running light. So that will wire into the parking light. The fog light will wire to the red wire for the DRL. And then the turn signals will be the turn signals. And then the white and black the white one needs to go to the battery for the constant power for the sequential box. And the black one needs to go to ground. I hope that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing. So to start this off, I've actually been doing the things for the fog light. So I've got the fog light harness running over here. Since it's only going to one side, I went ahead and just like moved the harness itself. I ran it through this little hole in the front of the frame here. And then I've got the wires exposed here. So I'm gonna go ahead and splice these together. And then I'm gonna create a harness that's gonna plug in for the DRL. And I'll probably use this ground source as well. Okay guys, so this looks like a mess, but I'm actually closer than I've been all day. So to kind of give you guys an idea of what I did, these are for the fog lights. These are now in one harness, and I have that power and ground source for the fog lights. That is going to connect to the main hub for the bumper. And so the red wire will go to that red wire. And then I think that I'm going to run this ground source into that, and then that'll be the main ground for the whole thing. So after I connect this black wire, I actually won't have to connect any other grounds as far as I know. So that's pretty cool. And then I started to pull apart the harness for the turn signals down here. I'll have to do that side tomorrow. I tried to test out how I was going to do the daytime running light, and I couldn't get the light to work, which made me a little bit upset, and I was getting kind of frustrated. And then it kept getting colder and colder, and now it's like freezing outside. So because it is December, I'm gonna have to just wait this out, I guess. So tomorrow I'm gonna pick up where I left off, but I'm just gonna go ahead and move everything inside the garage for tonight because it's just too cold. I can't work with my fingers out here. I'm certainly not gonna wear gloves when I'm trying to solder wires. It's just too fine of a thing to wear gloves for. So I guess I'll just pick up this vlog first thing in the morning.
The next day.
All right guys, so it's the next day. Getting a little bit of a late start because my ohm meter was out of batteries. So last night when I was trying to wire up the LEDs, I couldn't actually test the wires to figure out which one was for the turn signal and which one was for the running light. And I tried to guess and check it, but it wasn't really working out for me for some reason. So now that I have a new 9-volt battery in this, I should be able to test the wires and figure out which signal is gonna power my running light and which one will power the turn signal. So it is very cold out today. I'm pretty bundled up, kind of been wearing the same thing for a couple days now, but this is like my warmest outfit, so you gotta give me a break. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull the car into the front of the garage here so that way I'm not just outside, and then I'm just gonna finish up this wiring harness. Okay, so I just finished wiring up the wires for the running lights. Now I wanted to point out a little tip, I guess, that I just thought of. Maybe this is obvious for everyone, I don't know, I might just be kind of having a realization just now. This wire right here is for the power for the lights, and then the black one is for the ground. Instead of doing like 2 male ends from the light and 2 female ends to plug them in, for example, I did the power from the light has a male end that goes to a female connector, and then the ground from the light has a female end that goes to a male connector. That way you can't accidentally switch them around, so you can't put your power to the ground and you can't put the ground from the light to the power one because it just like, it doesn't plug in. So that's just kind of a thing that I thought of. I almost did it the other way, and then I was like, wait a second, I should wire it up this way. So that's what I recommend doing if you're doing this at home. Try to mix up your connectors so that way you don't have to like memorize which one is which. It's just like there's only one way that they can plug in. Okay boys, so I know that this video has kind of just been a lot of time lapse. I do apologize for that. I've got the wiring harness all hooked up, and I still need to shorten some of the wires and make it all fit to the bumper, but I'm going to go ahead and test the lights real quick, and I really hope that they work. Did they come on? Okay, blue lights are on.
They're not really blue, they're just
less white.
There's so much blue or white.
Yeah. Oh, that's hot. Okay. Now, the part I'm concerned about is the turn signals because I'm not 100% on my wiring.
Yep, hazards are going.
And they're going in a sequence?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be the fog light.
Yeah, I kind of like that. You do need to smoke them though.
Yeah. It's pretty late at night right now. What time is it? It's about 11:30. I've been sitting here doing some soldering, so basically I'm shortening the wiring harness that's going to be on the bumper itself. I'll show it all in detail in the daylight. I've got all the wiring figured out. Essentially, I just need a resistor for the turn signal cable because the car was built to have halogens that give a specific resistance, so the computer in the car recognizes that resistance, and like that's how the computer knows that a bulb isn't burnt out. But if you wire something up to it like an LED, that's going to give less resistance, and the computer is going to think that the bulb is burnt out, but it's just not lighting up the bulb properly because it gives like the fast signal, like the hyperblink. I hope that made sense. So basically, to kind of mimic a halogen bulb, you need a little electronic resistor that just goes in line with the LED and the power source, and then the computer like recognizes that resistance and realizes that, or it tricks it into thinking that there's a halogen bulb and it'll light up your LED. So I ordered that resistor. That'll be here in a few days. So this video, I'm gonna wrap it up before I get this all back on. Well, I'm gonna put the bumper back on the car, but it's not ready to drive yet. I just want to kind of consolidate everything, get the bumper back on the car, get it looking nice again, because the lights are installed and the fog lights light up properly, the running lights light up properly. I figured out all the wiring things, and so now that's why I'm shortening these little harnesses, so that way I don't have to do as much like zip tying and tucking. It'll fit for the most part, and then I'll just kind of get the brackets to hold everything in place. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry that I haven't really been vlogging very much today. It's just been a lot of time lapse. I've kind of like, what time did I start this? Like 3? I got out here about 3, so I've basically put about 8 or 9 hours in today. Just a lot of ridiculous stuff. I'm gonna try to put this video out before too long. It'll probably come out in the next day or two, just because like I know that I didn't finish the project entirely. I know a lot of times I don't like to do multiple part things with my videos, but I guess for something like this, oh god, my nose is leaking. Ugh. For something like this, I'm gonna need to just break it up because I need this video to come out. But also, like, I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm really tired. I'm kind of just blabbering right now. But anyway, guys, Oh gosh, the battery's about to die. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's really cold out here, so please leave a like down below for my poor cold hands, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I got used to saying that because of Vlogmas. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and dream big.